History remembers her as the seductress of emperors, the golden-tongued temptress who bathed in milk and enslaved Rome's greatest men. But peel back the gilded lies, and you'll find a truth far darker. Cleopatra VII Philippa did not flirt her way to power. She murdered her way there. This is the story of a queen who turned her own blood into stepping stones, who weaponized poison, betrayal, and the unquenchable fire of ambition to claw her way from exile to immortality. Forget the Hollywood fantasy. Let's walk the shadowed halls of Alexandria, where every whisper carried the scent of aconite, and every crown came stained with blood. Blood price, the child queen and her first victim. Cleopatra was born into a dynasty that made the Game of Thrones look tame. The Ptolemies, a Greek royal family ruling Egypt, practiced sibling marriage as casually as others sipped wine. But incest wasn't their darkest tradition. Fratricide was. At 18, Cleopatra ascended the throne alongside her 10-year-old brother, Ptolemy XIII. A puppet king. A problem. Within months, civil war erupted. Cleopatra, outmaneuvered, fled to the desert. But this was no damsel in distress. She raised an army of mercenaries, and when Ptolemy's forces trapped her at Pelusium, she didn't duel with swords. She dueled with deception. Ancient chroniclers whisper of a gift sent to her brother's camp, a basket of figs, lush and ripe. By dawn, Ptolemy's generals writhed in agony, their guts aflame. The boy king panicked, retreated, and drowned in the Nile. Coincidence? Or Cleopatra's agents, sabotaging his escape? Rome, her newfound ally, declared his death an accident. But in Alexandria, they knew. The Nile didn't kill Ptolemy XIII. His sister did. The poisoner's apprentice, murdering a husband. With Ptolemy dead, Cleopatra needed a new puppet. Enter Ptolemy XIV, another brother, another husband. He was 12. She was 22. For 3 years, she let him play king. Then, in 44 BCE, the boy suddenly vanished. No battle. No scandal. Just a quiet death, buried in official records as natural causes. But the Roman historian Cassius Dio drops a breadcrumb. It was said she disposed of him when he ceased to be useful. How? Let's consult her recipe book. Cleopatra wasn't just a patron of scholars, she was a student of toxicology. Her palace housed a secret workshop, a labyrinth of alchemy where court poisoners distilled nightshade, hemlock, and the deadliest brew of all, aconite, the queen of poisons. A single drop could mimic a fever. A pinch could stop a heart. And who better to test these concoctions than prisoners, condemned to die in her experiments? Ptolemy XIV didn't fall ill. He was curated into a corpse. The silencing of Arsinoe, a sister's sacrifice. But siblings weren't her only targets. Meet Arsinoe IV, Cleopatra's younger sister, her rival, her nightmare. When civil war split Egypt, Arsinoe allied with Ptolemy XIII, even commanding troops against Cleopatra. Bad move. After Caesar's victory, Arsinoe knelt as a captive, begging mercy. Rome spared her, until Cleopatra arrived. At the queen's urging, Caesar exiled Arsinoe to Ephesus. A reprieve? No. A delayed death sentence. Years later, as Cleopatra cozied up to Mark Antony, she whispered a request: "Kill my sister." Antony hesitated. Arsinoe was a priestess now, sacred. But Cleopatra insisted. Soldiers dragged Arsinoe from Artemis's temple and slit her throat on the steps. The message? No loose ends. Even the historian Josephus shudders. No relative was left alive who might contest her throne. The alchemist of power, poison as politics. Cleopatra didn't just kill. She terrified. Poison was her signature, her art. When Roman senators questioned her influence, she sent baskets of roses dusted with belladonna to their wives. When Mark Antony wavered, legend says she gifted him a goblet, then dropped a venomous ring into her own wine. "Where I drink, you may drink," she dared. He never doubted her again. But her masterpiece was her own death. The asp's bite. Theatre. Plutarch hints she spent years perfecting a painless poison, tested on slaves. Why? To die her way, untouchable, a goddess. Even in suicide, she weaponized mystery. The Queen of Shadows. Cleopatra's reign was a 21-year symphony of violence, scored with the screams of her siblings and the silence of her enemies. She didn't inherit a throne, she stole it, one corpse at a time. Was she a feminist icon? A monster? Or both? Remember this, in a world where women were meant to be wives, she became war incarnate. So the next time someone calls her a seductress, laugh. Then ask them, what's more dangerous, a woman's kiss, or her poison ring? The answer carved history. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more content. Until next time.